Hello everybody, welcome to this Games of the Week lecture. Actually, we're gonna see a game that just happened today in the Grand Swiss. It's this new idea from the International Federation where they're organizing a super tournament in Isle of Man, small island in Great Britain. And why is so important this tournament? Well, because the winner will qualify for the candidates. You know how many players play in the candidates, guys? 14, no, less. 8 players, and then the winner will face the world champion Magnus Carlsen in a match, right? So that's why this Grand Swiss is so important. And basically, the best 100 players in the world are competing there, and also some invited players from the organization and some strong women. So, yes.
What if it's Magnus and Fabiano?
Yeah, Magnus and Fabiano are playing. That means, of course, they cannot qualify for the candidates because Magnus is the current world champion and Fabiano is qualified because he was the last challenger. So they are playing probably for money. And
So who gets it? The next?
yeah, exactly. So for example, if Magnus, it's a good training for them as well. If Magnus wins the tournament or Fabiano wins the tournament, probably the second will qualify for the candidates. I don't know. We have to read the regulations, but probably will happen something like that. And today, already in the first round, there was a big surprise. And of course, it's super strong this tournament, so the pairings were already too difficult for everyone. And Viswanathan was facing with the black pieces Evgeniy Nager. You know this player, Evgeniy Nager? He's a strong Grandmaster from Russia. I think he even won the European Championship once. The European Championship is extremely strong. And Viswanathan lost today in a brilliant game full of tactics. So let's just try to understand what happened in the 64 squares in that beautiful game. So d4 was played by Evgeniy Nager, knight f6, c4, e6. So this is very used in the elite, right? Because they want to go for the Nimzo-Indian after knight c3. So there are many different ways of avoiding the Nimzo-Indian with white. If you want to try maybe g3, intending to go for the Catalan, or maybe knight f3. And of course, black has many alternatives here at disposal. You can go b6, going for the Queen's Indian, bishop b4, the Bogo India, c5, going for the Benoni, d5, going for the Queen's Gambit. And but all right, in the game, Nager went for knight c3, bishop b4. The Nimzo-Indian, one of the most solid defenses in chess. So basically, black is developing a piece. Now he's ready to go short castle, and in many positions, black would take this knight on c3, ruining white pawn structure. In return, of course, white will get the bishop pair, which is very important in chess. There are many different approaches here for white. Do you know any? How can you play against bishop b4? Queen c2 is one of them. The idea is to recapture on c3 with the queen, not to ruin your pawn structure. Bishop d2. F3 is one of the sharpest lines in the Nimzo. You want to go e4 in the next move. So after f3, people play c5, d5, and b5, and this is completely crazy. A3 is also possible. What else? Normal moves, knight f3, and e3. Bishop g5, this is of course possible too, pinning the knight on f6, and as happened in the game, e3, which normally leads to positions where white would love to develop the bishop to d3 or even knight g to e2. This is a really interesting idea with the white pieces, because after knight g to e2, you want to kick this bishop from b4, and if black then decides to take on c3, you will be able to recapture with your knight, not ruining your pawn structure. So here, Viswanathan, the Tiger of Madras, this is how he is well known. You know why?
Because he sounds like that.
Tiger of Madras, yeah. You are Indian, yes? Or you were born in India. So what is Madras? You can tell us. Chennai, right?
Yeah.
This is the way the people used to call Chennai, the city where Viswanathan was born. Which part of India are you from?
North.
Northern part, okay, cool. So e3, and then short castle from Viswanathan, and now bishop d2. This is not the main line. The main line by far are bishop d3 or knight g2 e2. But bishop d2, the idea is rather simple. You want to recapture on c3 with the bishop. So it's pretty natural, right? d5 by Viswanathan, knight f3, and b6. One of the main problems at these positions for black is this bishop on c8. It's not enjoying good diagonals, right? So that's why you cannot develop by this diagonal. So that's why you have to give a square for this bishop and then to place it on b7, and then this diagonal could get open, and actually the bishop would be quite a nice placed on b7. So b6, rook c1. Now you're looking with x-rays to this c7 pawn. In many positions you want to trade on d5, and then there could be some knight b5 ideas. So bishop b7, c takes d5, and now how would you recapture on d5? With the pawn? Who would recapture with the bishop? Nobody? With the knight or with the pawn? Pawn, knight? Okay, with the pawn is more natural. Why? Because you control the e4 square. If you capture here with a piece, which is also possible, then white would be able to push the central pawns at some point, and then will gain a lot of space, right? So that's why normally black takes with the pawn, which controls e4, which is a really natural square, an important square. So e takes d5, and now how would you develop your f1 bishop? To e2, to b5, to c4, to d3 or a6? Give me one square. D3. This is the most active square, right? Because you are targeting also the h7 pawn. So bishop d3, the most natural move here, and bishop e7. What do you think about this move, bishop e7 from Viswanathan?
I think he also plays c5.
Exactly. So you got two plans here, mainly. At some point you would love to go knight e4, but then, of course, after knight takes e4, now black is in real trouble because the bishop is hanging. And you also would like to play c5, but then after a3 you will be forced to capture this knight on c3, right? So that's why bishop e7 is a good move. You are intending to go maybe c5 in the future, and you won't lose the bishop pair. So here short castle by Nager, knight b to d7, developing a piece, and now knight e5. What do you think is white's plan in the next moves if you do nothing with the black pieces? For example, if I play something passive like c6.
f4.
F4, exactly. You want to push f4, reinforce the center, and then maybe plans like queen f3, queen h3, and then start attacking on the king side. There are even plans with g4, g5, and then this could get really, really, really messy for black. So that's why after knight e5, black took on e5. If you wait one more tempo, let's say with c6, f4, now white would take with the f pawn. And then this file will get open for the rook, and then there are so many attacking ideas related by bringing the queen to the king side. So that's why after knight e5, knight takes e5 was played by Viswanathan, knight takes e5, and knight d7 attacking e5. There's only one good move here for white. So what do we play? Would you play queen h5?
G6. Yeah.
You have to decide. You play queen h5 or f4? What's wrong with e4? You're gonna tell me.
You take on e5 and the bishop.
You can take on e5. You can play d4 and then take on e5, right? So, what's the best move? Queen h5 or f4? You like f4, but why you are refusing rejecting queen h5?
Then g6.
G6, and then you lose a pawn.
Yeah.
So queen h5 is not a good move, because after g6, you have to move the queen, and then this pawn is under attack, right? So queen h5 a bad move, but instead we push the f pawn, and now black plays knight c5. Really natural move, attacking this bishop, and then you want to open this diagonal for this bishop, right? So bishop is playing quite interestingly. And bishop b1, you keep the bishop targeting the h7 pawn, and now bishop went for d4. And now it's a really important moment for white. What would you play here if you drive the white pieces? Yes. Yeah. Knight to e4. Then, boom. A free knight for me, and I love free knights. They're so tasty. Right? So, knight e4, we can't go there. So, what do we play?
Knight
Yeah?
d5.
Knight b5 is the best move by far in the position. The thing is, if you take on d4, then black is extremely active. After queen takes d4, king h1, and for example, rook 8, d8. All black pieces are coordinating extremely well. Look at this guy here. It's fantastic bishop, yeah? Is the king of the disco, right? This bishop on b7. And then you are putting pressure on d2. And black is perfectly fine. So, that's why after d4, knight b5 was played. And this is another crucial moment for Viswanathan. He has to decide what to do with the d pawn, sorry. So, what do we do? Push or take? Push or take? Push or take? 3 seconds in the clock. 3, 2, 1. All right, so the best move is d3. But this is getting so complicated, and then we're going to try to explain why. Because if you take on e3, and then you want to trade on d1, people who start to play chess, beginners, they whenever they can take something, they'll take it, right? Whenever I play with my father some game, he'll take everything possible in the chessboard. But if you do that in this position, after pawn takes e3, bishop takes, and now queen d1, rook takes e1, this position is so good for white because you are targeting c7, b4 is coming, you have the rook on the d file and on the c file, and probably black is completely lost. So that's why black has to push the pawn to d3. But then this pawn is blocking this bishop, but also could be a weakness, right? What would you play here with white? b4 is an option, definitely. But I guess I have different alternatives here. One of them is queen d5. Be careful. Rook f3. And then I could go knight e4. And the pawn on c7 is hanging, right? Very interesting, this move, b4. Let's try to think all together. So. For example, if I play knight e4, you want to take on c7? Rook c8? Knight b5? Knight d2? Queen takes?
Oh, yeah.
Queen d5. Oh, double attack. Knight to b5?
Knight d4.
Knight d4? Ah, yes, true. And then
No,
this
yeah.
is protected.
Did you? Oh, yeah.
Knight d4, at least there's bishop b4.
Fine.
And
Still, black.
yeah. So, what Nager played was knight d4, which is very natural. Now you want to go b4, right? And then you want to take this pawn on d3. So let's play prophylactically. How do we stop b4? a5, right? a5, we stop b4, then we secure this square for the knight on c5, right? So at this moment, Nager went for queen to g4. Really natural move, bringing the queen to the action, maybe threatening knight f5, attacking e7, attacking g7, and that's why Nager played g6. Yeah, exactly. Sorry?
Oh, did you play like b3, a3, then b4?
You want to go b3, a3, if b4, it's too slow, I would say.
Okay.
It's too slow. So black can do a lot of things here. I don't know, maybe even f6 at some point. But queen g4 is a more direct approach. So you want to just attack. So g6 was played, and now f5 by Nager. So what's the threat now? What are we threatening? f6, winning a piece. So how do we play here with the black pieces? f6, f6. looks really, really dangerous, f6, because I just take on g6, right? H5 looks really dangerous too.
Oh, you prefer rook e8.
Rook e8,
F6.
that's a really natural move because you want to play bishop f8 after f6, but then there is this move, e6, and then we are blowing up your king side, right? If you take an e6, then f takes g6, and you'll have to resign pretty soon, right? So the best move, according to the engine, was queen d5.
I was actually thinking.
Anand played knight e4, which is also very natural because you give the c5 square for the bishop, and then you attack the d2 bishop, right? But okay, queen d5 was the best move, not queen d4. Don't blunder like me. But queen d5, because if you now go f6, you can go h5, and then you have to keep an eye on this g2 pawn. You go queen g5, then there could be knight e4, and if you go queen h6, knight f6, and then you attack g2 with a checkmate. Anyway, after e6, this is a real mess, but Vichy played maybe the most natural move, knight e4. Now f6 is nothing, and then you're attacking this d2 bishop. So what do we play here with the white pieces? Nager decided to play in an extremely aggressive way. What do you want to go? f6?
And then queen h4, queen h6.
All right, f6 is an interesting move. What else? Bishop e1. Guys up there in YouTube, I also have your chat here, so you want to answer any of the questions, you are welcome to do it. Yeah?
Bishop d3 was interesting.
Bishop d3, this is what actually Nager did.
And take,
He sacrificed the whole piece
and take on g6.
and then took on g6. Exactly. So look at this variation. Bishop d3. Knight takes d2, and now f takes g6.
I wonder if it looks pretty good for white.
Looks pretty good for white, but then again, we have to find something concrete. And I'm going to ask you, what do you do if I just take another piece? Knight takes f1.
Take on f.
Hi. Now what? You want to take on h7 or on f7? e6? King f2? No, right?
Let's try taking on h7.
This is a really terrible move because I will go king h8, and then what do you want to do?
Knight f5.
Knight f5 and
g5.
bishop g5. Boom. h4? Okay.
But then you can't queen d. Oh no.
I can even play bishop c8 now. Bishop c8 and take on f5, right? I can even take on e3 with a check. Not so sure about that. But definitely I can play bishop c8 and black's better. So be careful. There is a really beautiful combination now after knight takes f1. What do you play, guys? Daniel Sanchez saw it. Let's see you find the continuation that Daniel Sanchez, one of the users from the YouTube channel, saw.
Takes on f7.
Takes on f7, I think I can just go again to h8.
Oh, yeah, I think
Queen f5, that's good. That was good, man. I can take here, queen f7 and then queen g8, threatening checkmate on g2.
Take on g8 and take on.
Yeah. But okay, but this is not, it's much better for white, but it's not winning. And I think I can even have something else to, for example, king takes f7 and then rook f1, right? Probably this is also good, but this line with king h8 is not decisive yet.
Can you go g7 and then knight f5?
G7? You want to go G7?
And then knight f5, knight h6?
This looks good too. I have to say. But then I could maybe go 93.
Queen G3.
No, queen h5.
Queen h5. Okay, the simplest way to play here is either queen h5 or knight e6. Look at this move. Knight e6, extremely beautiful. So if you take now on d3, there is g takes h7, and then no matter what, queen g7, checkmate. And then if you take the knight, then queen h5, and then nobody will stop me from going queen h7 in the next move, right? You take on g6, then there is bishop g6 and queen g7, checkmate. Okay, you can go rook f7 here, but after taking, there are going to be lots of checks, and then probably black will have to resign. So that's why Viswanathan didn't take on f1, but instead he took on g6. And then
Oh, it's stacking.
we have to go all in now.
Yeah, that's it.
We should go all in. Boom, bishop g6. And now Bishi went for king h8. But I'm going to ask you guys, how do you win this game after h takes g6?
Queen G6, knight E6.
Ah, you fell for the trap, my friend. You see, even Dennis is laughing. Knight e6 is not the best move. So why? Why not? There is a defensive resource here for black.
Oh, knight f.
Knight what? Knight f3, rook takes f3. You resign.
Bishop g. Oh no.
No, there's mate on g7 in the next move. You gotta do something about that.
Bishop F6.
Bishop f6? Bishop f6? Rook f6. It's not working. Hello. All right. So, come on guys, you can find it. Forcing moves.
Queen h6.
Queen h6? You wanna move queen h6 with the black pieces? It's a Superman? Your queen is Superman? Or can jump wherever you want? Or?
I don't like this.
Rook f5, somebody is saying. No, it's simpler. It's easier than that. We just have to cover the g7 square. We can do it in 2 moves. Rook g8, queen h6, checkmate.
Oh, is it rook?
Yes.
Wait, can I go bishop F6 and queen?
Rook f what? Rook f what?
Rook f6.
No. Rook f6, no.
Rook f1.
Yes, and then?
Queen g8.
Exactly. And black's better. Be careful. Rook f1, and queen g8.
What's the knight? Why'd you put knight e6 now?
Yeah, because, I mean, 96 was a bad move.
Oh.
But instead, after king h8, so let's change the order. Or let's not allow queen g8. So how do we do this? Queen h6, king g8, and now
96.
96. There's no queen g8. Okay? So rook f1, and then there's no queen g8. Then next move, queen to g7, checkmate. Okay? Awesome. So after f takes, bishop takes, Vichy played king h8. A good defensive move, and then we have to go all in again. All in.
Bishop H7.
Exactly, bishop h7. So beautiful, this game from Nager. And
Does this actually work? I didn't check it. Does this actually work?
it works. It's a good line.
So where did black messed up?
He should have gone, like, as we said, queen d5. But okay, this is still very, very messy. I mean, a lot of things happen in the game, and we're going to see a lot of mistakes. So bishop h7, and now if you play knight f1 in the game, bishop took on f1 with a check, you take with the knight, then queen h5, and then again bishop g6 followed by queen h7, and then you go king g7, knight e6. So rook f1, and now white's threat is very, very simple. Of course, you can never take on h7 because there is rook f7 and queen g7. So our threat with the white pieces is to go queen h5. Can you find a defense now? Can you play a prophylactic move against queen h5?
There's only one move that stops queen h5, which is
Queen
Queen e8. Okay, queen e8, but then after queen e8, oh sorry, queen e8, you play bishop g6 first, and then queen h5 is coming, right? So no, there is one good move here for black. Let's see if you guys find it. Guys in the YouTube channel, Venkata Pranesh, can you find it, my friend?
Or is it queen d5,
Queen d5, it's very, very interesting. But I guess I can just go. I can go here. Let me think. Even bishop g. You are threatening to go queen g2, right? Very, very interesting move. e4, queen takes d4, check. Queen d5. I didn't think about this move. This is really interesting.
Why is it just a bad move?
So what do we play here with white? There has to be a way, for sure. Knight f3 doesn't look like the best move, right? So let's think all together. Boom, 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 boom. No, no, no. Bishop e4, queen e4, queen h5, queen h7, and black wins. So how do we solve it? Maybe rook f3, knight takes f3 with a check. It's not working. Knight f3? I think you can take it. Rook takes, queen d1, and bishop f3, right? I was thinking about this move, rook f2. Okay, Fritz is not gonna tell. Whoa, did I do something strange? I click.
Click on the X. Yeah, click on it.
Sorry?
No, there's an X.
There's an X thing.
Okay.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
It's right. It's all the way.
Here, right? Here. Okay. Now it's all right. Queen d5, really interesting. So we have to find a way for white here. Queen h3, queen g2, check. Queen takes, bishop takes, king takes. This could be, yeah, because now the h7 bishop is not hanging because there's rook f7.
Let's take on f1.
Yes, you can take on f1, of course. So queen d5. Let's think, guys. Queen d5. That was a really nice suggestion.
Maybe rook f7.
Rook f7, and then if queen takes e2 again.
Queen takes g2.
Okay.
But I think I'm blundering my rook. Rook f7, queen takes.
Queen takes f7. That's right. So that's not the solution.
What's wrong with rook f2 again?
Rook f2. What's wrong with rook f2? Queen takes. Oh no. Yeah, queen.
And why, guys, didn't you like my suggestion, rook f2?
Well, I said.
So why not rook f2? Looks good, right?
Well, let's take the bishop.
You want to take the bishop now, and then I'll go queen h5.
Anywhere.
Anywhere? Are you sure anywhere? Because if you
G8.
yeah, king g8, and now let's say queen g6, king h8, and then knight to e6. And looks winning for white, right? So maybe rook f2 was was good, or even rook f4. I was thinking now, because if you take on a g2, queen takes, bishop takes. This is the same line that we were checking before, but the rook, remember, was on f1, and then you wanted to take on f1, and you take on h7, rook f7 followed by rook e7. This should be good enough, right? Okay, but queen d5, really interesting move. Any other moves? So Anand played bishop g5. Very tricky, because now what happens if we play queen h5? Queen h5 is actually a bad move. Bishop? Yeah, and king h1?
Bishop G2.
Yeah, king g2.
Queen G5.
Or queen D5.
The thing is, if we go queen h5 straight away, bishop e3, king h1, queen g5 straight away. So there's no discover move, and then you are threatening checkmate on g2 and also the knight on d4. So basically, black would be winning, right? So that's why after bishop g5, Nager went knight to f5, which is defending the e3 pawn. And then one question, can we take this bishop on h7 now? It's mate in 3. How?
Queen H5.
Queen h5, king g8, queen g6, and then queen g7, right? And if you go to f8, what do we play here? There are many ways of winning the game now, but find one.
Knight D6.
Knight g6, nice move. Now, whatever you do, there is queen f7 checkmate. So after knight f5, Anand was played queen d3, threatening checkmate with queen to f1. So rook e1 was played, and now Bishi played bishop e3 check. Beautiful move, because you can't take with the knight, because there is queen h7 coming back and protecting everything. You can't take with the rook because there is queen f1. So white is forced to go king h1 in this position, and now try to find defense for black here. How do you play? There's queen g7 coming, right?
Yeah.
Queen D7.
Queen d7, that's a possibility. I guess queen d7 is just losing after something like bishop g6, for example, in order to go queen h5, right? There's other possibility here for black to cover the g7 square. So, how do we cover g7? There's only
Bishop H6.
exactly bishop h6. Very beautiful, because now we can't take again this bishop because there is queen h7, and it looks like Anand is surviving. But actually, Nager played one of the best games in his life. Here he made a mistake though. The best move was bishop g6. In order to go queen h5 or queen h4, but he went for queen g6, which looks almost crashing, right? Because we are threatening mate in 1, 2, 3. For example, if I just, I don't know,
Rook A7.
sorry?
Rook B8.
Rook b8. Yeah, so how do we win now?
Queen f6, king h7, queen h6, king d8,
Ex- Exactly. Queen f6, king h7, queen h6, king g8, queen g7, checkmate. So Bishi found a nice resource again.
Oh, bishop G2, king G2, queen F3,
Okay,
king G.
exactly. So this is the resource that Bishi found, bishop g2. Suddenly the position is not that clear. We have to figure out why. In the game, Nager took with the king. Apparently it was a bit better to take with the queen. And now it looks like black can take on h7. If you take on a8, there is queen f5. So white has to take on h6. And now what would you play here with white? Well, sorry, with black. Queen f3, there's a possibility. If you take on h6, then there is queen a8. So apparently the engine says that knight f3 and the position is around equal. This is just a complete mess, right? But in the game,
He took with the king.
white took with the king. And what do we play now? I mean, white is checkmating us with queen f6. You want to play rook f8? You want to play queen f3? You want to play queen d5?
I mean, f3 looks more logical.
Queen f3. But then, all right.
The only king D1.
Yes, exactly. After queen f3, king g1, and then what do we play?
Rook f. You don't have a threat for rook f8.
Rook f8. You want to go for rook f8, and then I'm going to ask you, what do you play if I just take your little tasty bishop?
I don't know.
You resign already? Are you sure? Why not queen g4?
Yeah.
Probably I can go knight g3, knight f3 check, king h1, and queen g7. Is it that clear, this position?
It should be home. Well,
So I can take here, and now it's not clear at all, yeah?
Yeah.
So what did we miss? So queen f3, you want to go rook f8 here, and then let's think again. Can I go just knight h6,
Queen f2.
queen f2, and then you beat me?
I'll try.
Yeah. So how about if I just take again this guy, and then you said queen g4, right?
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. Ah, now I see the point. So knight g3, knight f3, and how about this move?
Knight H.
Crazy.
Knight g5.
Knight g5, boom!
Oh, okay, that's a good move.
So
Queen d4.
queen d4, I go, oh sorry, not this one. I keep insisting in blundering my queen all the time. So king g2,
Queen D2.
Queen d.
queen d2, I just take your queen, right? And then I'm a piece up.
Knight
Queen
e1.
D2.
Knight g1?
Knight takes.
Ah.
That's a free rook. Which
Knight e1, and then I wanted to go this move here, but then you got queen d7.
then bishop f5.
Exactly.
Or
So queen d7, bishop f5 wins.
Wait, so do I have any?
Is this winning? I think so, yeah.
Okay, so I think I don't have. Okay, instead of taking the. Okay, oh no, yeah, probably.
I think
Yeah.
king f2 is a good move here.
Yeah.
If you go to g7, then I can just take, and at the very least, I can go back with my bishop at the very least, and then I got two pieces and a pawn up, which should be completely winning, right? So,
Yeah, bishop g2.
so bishop g2, sorry, king takes e2, queen f3 was the best move in the position, but then we have to find out why. King g1. So try to survive here. Don't let Viswanathan down. He needs our support.
Queen h3.
Queen h3? Wow. Wow.
Oh, wow.
Queen h3 looks good, actually.
Queen F6.
Even queen f6, king h7,
Queen F7.
king h8.
I'll take a draw.
You wanna go for the perpetual now? After all this?
I'm black, so.
Yeah, that's true. So how about if I just take this guy on h6? What do you wanna do? Knight f3?
Yeah.
And then king f2? You want to take?
Take the rook.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Take the rook? Are you sure?
No, rook.
Checkmating what, man?
Yeah, take on h2.
Take on h2, king f3. I got so many pieces now. This looks so good. Knight f7 is coming in the next move.
Okay,
So this is losing, right?
yeah.
So let's go back. Until here, you were doing fine with queen f3. But now we have to find the best move for black here.
Knight E4.
Knight e4. Interesting. All right. Very, very, very interesting. So, Knight e4. So after queen h6, queen f2, and queen e1, right? So I have to do something about that. I was thinking about taking on e4. Queen takes e4.
Can't we go
What?
oh yeah, I thought I saw. Oh yeah, so can after queen f2, king h1, queen e1, king g2, queen f4, king h3.
That's a possibility.
Queen f.
Okay, knight e4 is a really nice attempt. That's not the move either, but let's try to understand why, yeah? So you were thinking about knight h6, queen f2, and here queen e1, king g2, queen f2, king h3, queen f3, king h4.
Queen f4.
Sorry?
Queen f4.
Queen f4, I got knight g4, right? But I think you can go to f2, yeah? And should be more than okay for black here. So this is not the reason for sure. So knight e4, I like it.
Oh yeah, I think I see it after. So
Oh, is it like rook e4?
Rook e4
queen
and queen e4, queen f6, king h7.
Queen h6.
That's right. That's the solution. Rook e4, queen e4, and queen f6 takes, and checkmate to g7. Great. Okay, so no knight e4. One more try for black.
We technically said like most of the legal moves that make sense.
Yeah. I mean, it's clear we have to protect at least h6, yeah? You tried queen h3, or at least you have to
Queen f4 is the other.
queen f4. That's a move.
What's like the difference?
What's the difference? Let's try to understand that. So now, how do you want to take on h6?
knight.
With the knight, I guess. And then I can go knight f3, and the difference is that you can't go to the f5, right?
Oh, then knight h.
Right?
Yeah, knight h4.
Yeah, knight h4. You go to f2 or f1, there is knight h4, and then you go to h1, there is queen h2. So that's why same stuff happens if you go to g2, there is this fork on h4. So this is lost. So basically after queen f4, the only move is queen h6. And now how do we survive with the black pieces?
Take all the pieces.
Knight f3, king f2, and now
Queen h6.
queen h6, knight h6,
Knight
King h7.
knight e1, right?
Yeah.
knight e1, I got bishop e4. Really nice move. So you're saying that you want to take here, knight takes, knight e1, and I guess I can play bishop e4, trapping your knight. Beautiful.
Okay, then take the h7.
You want to take this guy? Then you are just too many pawns down. Well, I mean, one pawn down, but it's passed, and then it's gonna be enough for white to win. So no, it's not queen h6. Incredibly, it's not queen h6 the best move here. The best move is knight takes e1.
Oh.
So queen takes, knight d3, king e3, takes, and the engine says that this position is around equal. Who knows in practice, yeah? I can blunder with white, I can blunder with black PC, of course. But this was the only salvation that Viswanathan had. And of course,
after queen f3.
sorry? No, he went here queen d5,
Oh.
which is a blunder because of what?
Wait, how much time did Vishy have?
Probably they were in time trouble. I don't know because I didn't check the game live today. So,
man, dude, like,
so where do we go now?
oh, king h3, queen f3, king h4, queen f4, king h5. That's not funny. It's got a funny move now.
Oh, sorry.
It looks kind of funny.
So-
in FIDE too risky.
So, I mean, in the game, Nager went king h3, and then Vishy went queen d3, and after king h4, he resigned.
Oh,
Let's try to understand why. You wanted to go queen f3 here, right?
yeah.
I guess
So king h4.
I guess I can just go to f4, to h4, sorry.
Queen f4.
Queen f4, just king h5. And this is just winning for white. And how about here? Let's say I go for knight f3, king h5, and then knight takes e1. How do you beat me?
Queen f6.
Queen f6. Same idea all the time, right? Here and now.
H6,
Queen h6, king g8, queen to g7. There's no. Let's try to see if there's something here for black after queen f3, king h4. I don't see anything basically. You guys find a solution here? Queen f2 maybe?
And king h.
Yeah, but there's queen h2.
knight g3.
Ah, I see it now. So queen f2, king h5, queen h2, knight h4. Is this winning? I have no idea. Let's try to understand this. I don't know why he went queen d3 here, which is clear that he's completely lost, but after queen f3, is it that clear?
King h4.
King h4. And now queen f2.
So material now, white's over pawn, I guess.
What is. Oh,
Sorry, queen f3, right?
yeah.
And now, if I go back to g3 with my knight, it's not clear at all, right? I'm not threatening anything with the white pieces. I can't just go queen f8, for example. It's not clear. So the move has to be king h4, queen f2, and now
You go like
knight g3.
Yeah, you can take the rook.
Knight g3,
Take the rook.
take the rook, and queen h6.
or
Knight f3.
Knight f3, and then I'll go king h5, queen e5, bishop f5, king g8, and still not clear.
wait, I think I see it. So instead of king h5, can you go
King h3, that's better. That's right. Yes. And
Oh no.
queen f1, knight takes f1.
Knight g5.
Yeah, knight g5 check, king h3, sorry,
h3?
knight g5 check.
I thought you were gonna go knight g1.
You can even go king g4 here.
Oh,
The knight takes h.
Knight takes h7, exactly. So here takes, not clear at all. Not clear at all.
Yeah, I think queen f3 is a better try.
When?
Like queen f3, like instead of queen d3 is probably a better try.
Yeah, queen f3 definitely is a better try here, for sure. Maybe you're still winning after knight g3. Probably this is winning, yeah? Because you have no checks, we are balancing material. If you had to go something like queen f8, this is extremely passive. And now you could even go knight f5. Yeah, this could be the key. So knight g3, just calm move, protecting everything. There are no more checks, and then we are balancing material, and your king is much more unsafe. So I just, what do you do here? I mean, I'm just taking on h6 now. So you gotta go back probably to f8, and now knight f5, right? And then this looks completely winning for white. You can even try to go in the next move. I mean, I don't know what you're doing, because I'm just taking this guy here. You go to f4. I could even try to go queen h5 now. And there's bishop g6 coming, rook g1 coming. Everything's coming here, right? Okay, so this was the game played by Nager and Viswanathan. As you guys saw, it was a fantastic attacking masterpiece from the Russian player. It's not usual to see Viswanathan losing in the first round of an open tournament. This tournament is going to be extremely interesting. As I told you, the winner qualifies for the candidates. Carlsen play, Fabiano Caruana playing. The best 100 players in the world are competing there. So probably the next week, in the next Games of the Week lecture, we'll show another game from this tournament. So thank you for coming, and see you next time.